I was asked in an interview the other day as to being that I'm an educator and, a tutor, what is mathematics to me, right? Because I teach it. And I thought it was kind of a mundane question, right? Something simple, but it's not about that question. It's all about numbers. And I had to tell the person, because they must be new with interviewing, right? I said, well, mathematics is not just about numbers. And I try to explain this to parents as well, right? That mathematics is not just about numbers, and why it's important to invest in their child when it comes to mathematics. And I'm not talking about getting a grade, of a 70 or, 65 or 75. It's not good enough, particularly in the school systems that we have today within the United States. And I'm talking about both public and private, right? So I would reiterate, mathematics is not just about numbers, but it's the key to understanding and shaping the world around us. So as we navigate an increasingly digital and technology-driven type of society, the one that we're in now, the importance of a strong foundation in mathematics cannot be overstated. This is what I had told the interviewer, especially for, children beginning from second grade all the way into 12th grade. And the early years, for instance, like grades 3 to 5, those are the formative years. And those years are definitely critical for developing the skills that will enable your children to thrive in the future, particularly in the fields that I had spoken about many times regarding artificial intelligence, AI, and technology. But I'm talking about formative years, but I'm talking about also for those students, those children that are going into the 10th grade, 11th grade, and even 12th grade, right? It's critical, it's crucial. And so the interviewer went on to ask me, why prioritize math education now? They've heard that math is important and things of that nature. And I wish there was a video on that interview, but there wasn't. This person was supposed to be writing an article. But I say that laying a strong foundation for future learning, is what it's about. Again, it's about laying that strong foundation for future learning. And so at this stage, children transition from basic arithmetic to more complex concepts like fractions, decimals, introductory geometry, algebra. And all of these things are critical in everything that we do. Not some things, but everything. So I say this no matter what the child's age is. Mastery of these topics is essential for advanced mathematical learning. And I get it where I hear that parents say, well, what if my child is just not good with math and they're not gonna need it? No, you will always need it. Your child will always need it. You need it every day when you go to work to know how much you're going to get paid. You need to know how far you need to travel. You need to know how much gas to go in your vehicle. All right, you need to calculate the amount of money that's in your bank account or to pay your bills. You have to deal with numbers every day. So if there's a benefit, I would say, I was asked, well, is there a benefit? Yeah, there's a benefit. A child who confidently understands fractions and decimals will find it easier to grasp algebraic concepts, particularly in middle school. And it goes on to high school. If you don't get that in an early age, you're done. So this early proficiency sets the stage for success in high school mathematics and beyond. And that opens doors to advanced studies in STEM fields. Now, I've spoken to you before about STEM. If you've seen some of the other talks that I've had in the past, STEM, S-T-E-M, science, technology, engineering, math. Science, math. Technology, math. Engineering, math. And M, math. It's all math. So they can use the word STEM, but in all honesty, why not just use one word and just say math? You have to know it. You can't get around it. And people say, well, my child is better off at, doing writing. A lot of the children today, they have poor writing skills. And listen, for those of you, depends on what your age is. Back in the day, it used to be writing letters to each other, long letters, handwritten letters. That was it. That was that heartfelt communication. That was something where you can get your feelings out and express it to somebody else, or communicate your true thought, your true inner thought. And then as the generations have changed, it went from letters to emails. So they were just like a paragraph at a time, maybe a paragraph, right? And there's only so much information you can get in a paragraph. And then it went down to what? A text. And you can't get anything out of text, and anything you get miscommunications out of text, and people go in different directions, particularly in relationships. And then when it comes to, for those that don't even like the text, they just put emojis. This is where the generation has gone today. They hold on to their cell phone like it's the greatest thing since fire. You cannot let your child go down that route. I don't care what age they are. And you yourselves should not be beholden to the phone, but beholden to what? The enhancing what math does, it enhances the problem solving skills and the critical thinking skills, okay? And it teaches children, your child, to analyze problems, recognize patterns, and even develop what? Logical reasoning. If I were going to give another example of a benefit of math, a student that is skillful at solving math problems can apply these skills to real-world situations, such as planning a project, troubleshooting a technical issue, or even making strategic decisions in sports. Doesn't matter what field it is. It can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, you know, I had a parent say to me, well, my child's going to be a nurse. They don't need that much math. Well, geez. You know, my thing is like this. You better know the measurement of how much, you know, blood to be taken from me. You need to know the difference between a liter and a milliliter and units. You better know. You can't just be taking stuff out of my arm and don't know how to count. It's in everything. So it's important that they know. And so when it comes to that type of thinking, this ability to think critically is invaluable in all areas of life and work. So what else would it do? It helps to prepare for a technology-driven future. Technology is here. And it's becoming more complex and more advanced. I'm not even going to get into, you know, where technology is going. And not in this segment. But I can tell you this, AI and related technologies are reshaping industries and creating new career opportunities every day. Other benefits include understanding mathematical principles do what? Understanding mathematical principles is crucial for fields like computer programming, data science, engineering. And by building math skills in your child now, okay, this creates a position. It positions the child themselves to excel in these high demand professions. Now, if you take a look at the study that was done by the World Economic Forum, they estimated that by 2025, okay, 97 million new roles may emerge that are more adapted to the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms. That's pretty heavy. That's pretty deep. So if there's anything that should come about, it's about unlocking lucrative career opportunities. I mentioned STEM, and STEM careers are among the fastest growing and highest paying jobs. Like I said, STEM careers are among the fastest growing and highest paying jobs. I'm saying to you, math careers are the highest. That's it. When a child has math, they can go into any direction that they want. It doesn't matter. And that's what I was saying in another segment, that you get your child a math scholarship, there are millions of dollars in math scholarships that are left on the table every year. Millions of dollars, to the point that if your child gets a mathematical scholarship, they go to school for free. But here, if you look around, a lot of people can't fulfill that challenge. So they're stuck. And you end up paying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. That's now. If your child is young, you'll be paying over $100,000 a year. Professions such as software developers, data analysts, AI specialists, they often require strong math skills, okay? But like I said, you could be a nurse, electrician, or a carpenter. Think about a carpenter that's building your house and doesn't know how to measure, right? Math is necessary. Think about an electrician that doesn't know the voltage, the proper voltage. Doesn't know the difference between 110 and 220. Whoops, there's gonna be a hellified shock in your house. You take an example, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they reported that the median annual wage for computer and information technology occupation was $91,000 in May of 2020. And that was significantly higher than the median annual average for all occupations. So if anything, I say for your child, it's about building confidence and a growth mindset. And that's what I do when I tutor. It's important, right? But you got to lay down the foundation for them. I lay down not only do they learn, they learn mathematics, they learn mental mathematics. I work with them with programming, speed reading, study, systems that are very helpful. Listen, you got to put it together for them. In your school, your public school is not going to do that. Right? Your public school is not going to do that. And I know that the teachers, they're doing what they can. And God bless them, because I know that I've been a teacher for years. They don't pay the teachers enough. These same individuals that are out there that are running these companies that pay people $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, okay? They can pay these people that much money, but they can't pay teachers who educate these students to become who they are, but they pay them peanuts. So I definitely have to say, hats off to all teachers, because they should be paid more and they should be educated in another way whereby they can help the children even more, but they're stifled. I've known it for many years. You got to pay a lot of things out of your own pocket, right? To educate children, because the system doesn't help them. But so the system not only does not help the teacher, they're not looking to help the student. You might think it's like a babysitting ring for them. That's why it's important for you to take the reins. That's why it's important for you to not only invest in your child, but also support your educators, right? It's critical. So if anything, I would say overcoming mathematical challenges, okay, you have to put a whole system in place to do this, because that fosters resilience and self-assurance in the child. And so when children solve complex problems, they gain confidence that spills over into other subjects, areas of their life. It could be history, it could be science, it could be any subject. It doesn't matter. And it's that growth mindset that encourages them to embrace challenges, because they're going to get challenges throughout their life. They're going through challenges now. Some challenges you might not even know that they're going through. But if they have that lack in math, they will continue to persist in the face of setbacks, okay? But you want them to what? You need to show them that their efforts are part of the path to mastery, right? So if anything, what you're bringing out of your child by investing in their mathematical skills, and like I said, I showed them study foundations, study system secrets, and I showed them speed reading as well. And I've teamed up with Howard Berg. He's the fastest speed reader on the planet. Look in the Guinness Book of World Records, and he helps in teaching, speed reading. Somebody said to me the other day, "Why is speed reading important?" I said, what's that for? Well, first of all, reading is critical, just like math is. And then if you really want to know the truth, math is a lot of combinatorial numbers, like from second or third grade all the way into maybe ninth grade. Then you end up with what? You end up with word problems. And if you can't read that well, or you can't understand the language that well, then you start to go slower and slower and slower. You're sounding out every word, and next thing you know, boom, time's up in the exam, for particularly a college entrance exam, and you fail. You fail to meet the mark that's going to get you into that college. So you have to understand that, it's about preparation now. Some people say, well, it's too expensive. It's going to be more expensive if you wait. I tell you again and again, procrastination is the thief of success. You have to understand and keep in your mind that it fosters innovation and creativity within all students. Mathematics, again, is not just about numbers. It's not just about rote calculations. It's about thinking creatively to solve problems. Children who excel in math are better equipped to innovate, whether it's designing a new app, inventing a new gadget, or developing sustainable solutions to environmental issues. This creativity is essential, okay? This creativity that I'm talking about that math fosters, okay, is essential in advancing technology and improving society. Now, I'm not talking about just reading literacy. It helps you with financial literacy. Everybody knows that we have a concern about our finance. Developing financial literacy, early math education is the cornerstone of financial understanding. Skills like budgeting, calculating interest, and understanding investments stem from basic math. A lot of people can't even read reports. When I teach children how to read reports and spreadsheets, they're amazed, but they also do what? I make sure that they go back and they teach their parents that don't know how to read it, because it's important. Because a lot of them, as far as parents, weren't taught that when they were younger. And as adults, financially literate individuals are better prepared to manage their personal finances, invest wisely, and achieve economic stability. So what does it really do in essence? Well, it enhances everyday life skills for all students. I can't tell you about it enough. Math is used daily, often in ways that we might not immediately recognize. I have to say that. From cooking, which deal with measuring ingredients, to home repairs, calculating area and materials needed, and traveling, estimating time and distance. Math skills make everyday tasks easier and more efficient. So if there's anything I would say, as you prepare your child, you want to encourage them with what? That logical communication. Math teaches precise and logical communication, essential for effective collaboration. For instance, in group projects or team settings, children who can what? Articulate their thought process clearly are better collaborators. And that skill is crucial in professional environments where teamwork and clear communications are key. And key in what? Well, let's talk about just in general in promoting global competitiveness. The child is not going to be one that's just a member of their own town or their own community all their life. They got to step out. The bird has to leave the nest, right? The bird might go to another state, but they might go to another country. But what I'm talking about, what carries with them mathematics skills with them, I'm also mentioning reading skills and things that go with it, but it promotes global competitiveness. In our globalized economy, math proficiency is a universal language. I've mentioned before, I could speak Arabic and you can speak English and we might not be able to communicate, but I bet you if we put our numbers together, we can still build that bridge, right? So math is universal. Strong math skills enable children to compete internationally, whether in academic competitions, higher education opportunities, or global job market. But in all honesty, even if it's not about competition, we could just collaborate. We don't have to be in competition with another country. We can just collaborate with them and then share technology, share innovations, share creativity. This opens up a world of possibilities and experiences. If there's anything that I would leave you with, because, like I said, that interview sparked up this thought in me, but the key phrases that I think to share with your children is math is the language of innovation, all right? So every problem is an opportunity to grow. Anything that they come across, you let them know that's that opportunity to grow. With math, you can unlock the secrets of the universe. Strong math skills today build a successful tomorrow is what it's really coming down to. So the question is, how can you support your child's mathematical journey, right? For you to do that, you have to integrate math into daily activities, okay? Use your shopping trips with your child to teach budgeting, cooking, to explain measurements, or building projects to discuss geometry. I want you to be able to encourage a positive attitude in your child, right? Invest in a math program. Like I said, I have math programs, tutoring programs. This is what you want, right? mentalmathtraining.com or mentalmathtraininglive.com, either one. It's in the links below. You can take a look at it. But I want you to celebrate effort and progress and emphasize that making mistakes is a natural part of learning, because they're going to say, well, what if I make a mistake? When it comes to math, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We're here to learn. We came here to learn. All of us to learn, right? So if anything, I want you to be able to understand it's important that you provide resources to your child. Utilize educational tools such as math-focused games, because you might not, come to see me for tutoring or study systems or speed reading or any of that. You might say, but you know what? But in the meantime, in the interim, concentrate and work with them and spend time with them and get them off that phone. Get them off that cell phone and concentrate on math-focused games, apps, and other online resources that make learning engaging. Stay involved with your child. Regularly discuss what they're learning in math class and show interest in their challenges and successes. That's your job. So by emphasizing mathematics now, you're not just helping your child succeed academically. You're basically equipping them with the essential life skills. And these skills will open doors to exciting opportunities. It will also empower them to make informed decisions, which will enable them to to contribute meaningfully to society. So if anything, I would just say, let's work together to make math a fun, integral, rewarding part of our children's education. And, hey, you could click the links below and we can get your child started on a journey. And if you don't click below anytime soon, listen, you have the opportunity to work with your child here and now, right? But you know what? Any way that you look at it, make that investment. I'm David E. Smith Jr.